You are listening to another AlwaysMoto production. The AlwaysMoto podcast with your host, David Hogan. We talk moto events from around the world. All the injuries, all the training ins and outs, the bikes, parts and gear inspections. The results, we interview your favourite riders. It's the AlwaysMoto podcast. We occasionally have some coarse language and the odd stuff up along the way. If you don't like it or you don't agree with us, turn it off right now.
I'd like to remind you that he is not a doctor.
Welcome into the AlwaysMoto podcast. I'm your host, David Hogan, the Australian physiotherapist over in the US at the moment. Last round for me here. We are at the Washougal National. It is ProMotocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. Washougal is in its pack-up mode. That's right. All the racing has been done here. This is the post-race show here from AlwaysMoto. I am standing looking at the dead empty start gate area. The track is quiet, but it wasn't so quiet earlier in the day. Fans everywhere, bikes going nuts. It's actually a very sneaky little venue here at Washougal. It is tucked away. It's one road in, one road out pretty much to get to this venue from Portland. It's about half an hour out of Portland, but this venue hidden in the trees that you see as I have always watched on TV. You know the track, you know the story about the light and the shadows from the trees. There are definitely a lot of overgrown Christmas trees here, that's for sure. We were watching from different points throughout the day. I was obviously out on track doing my thing with the camera, trying to get some images and some video for the gram, as they say, and the YouTubes and all that sort of business. But I sat up with the family, wife and kids here yet again. We've been at all 4 rounds together doing this trip, trying to put this together to make them, well, not make them, but show them, you know, how to experience the world and all the things that motocross has to offer. We were sitting halfway up Horsepower Hill in the middle of the venue. Not as good a viewing at this venue as Millville, Redbud and Southwick, where you can pretty much see, you know, you pick a spot in the place and you get half to 3/4 of the whole track's viewed in from one spot. This one, we didn't quite get as much to see. You couldn't really see the start here from that position on Horsepower Hill, but you could see a fair chunk of the middle of the track. But you couldn't see them once they went past that big wall jump where they jump into those rollers, or the sand rollers there. Not so much sandy this year. It wasn't that way this track prep this time around. But that's where you couldn't then see, and then they sort of popped back into view when they went along the rollers before the finish line, and after the finish line they sort of disappeared down the hill a bit again. So yeah, probably 50% of the track you could view here from Horsepower Hill position, but you're in the shade. That was the advantage. All the other tracks, you're pretty much standing around baking in the sunlight. Occasionally you can get in a little bit of shade here or there, but not much. But here at Washougal, plenty of shade to be had for the fans, making it quite a comfortable day. Temperature-wise too today, it was actually really nice. Pleasant results, pleasant temperature-wise for everybody involved. But yeah, plenty of shade here at this venue. Now, lots of talk, as you'd expect, about shadows in the press conferences and all that sort of schismos. But we're going to quickly run through. This is actually take 2. I was on a really good run here with the podcast and this post-race interviews that are about to come. I've got them in the can. They'll come up here shortly. But I was doing this little intro previously, and I was trying to flick between the results score sheets on my phone and the recording here. And every time I did it, it shut off. And I didn't realize, and I was probably almost done. And then I realized that I hadn't got it all. So this is going to be a little bit from memory here in terms of the results, because I can't flick in and out of this screen, which sucks. But let's talk 450s. Chase Sexton got the overall win, his first, as he mentioned in the press conference, since Salt Lake City Supercross. Obviously he went out at that first round at Parla. He's been working his way back. This is only his 3rd race back in Pro Motocross. Now, 2-1 scores for him. He was getting challenged by Jet Lawrence. Unfortunately, Jet went down in the opening moto when he was trying to pass Chase Sexton, probably around halfway point of the moto. And unfortunately, when he went down, he wasn't able to remount a challenge. But given that the time that had already elapsed in the moto, he sort of didn't give himself enough time to work his way back into it. So Jet ended up 3rd in that moto. Eli Tomac was 2nd. And that ends the overall streak of Jet Lawrence for 2025. So he's now 1 overall given away to somebody else at this point. We'll have to see if he can rebound at Unadilla from these last 3 rounds coming up and if he can finish off the season there or not. So yeah, 2nd overall for Jet Lawrence, 3rd overall today for Eli Tomac. Now, Eli Tomac mentioned in the post-race press conference that his setting that he had heading into Millville was a new setting. He'd done some testing with the team the week prior and had come up with what he thought and what the lap times on the practice track were showing was a better setting. Turns out on race day was not a better setting. So Eli Tomac reverted to some other settings from previous in the season for this weekend, and it showed. He's back up on the box, 2-3 moto scores for 3rd overall. Now, in saying that on paper sounds really good, but he was still off the pace of Chase and Jet in terms of getting dropped from them. He was with them for sort of maybe 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, but then after that he dropped off the back. He wasn't able to sustain that pace. Now, is that age? I doubt it's a fitness thing. Is that a speed thing late in the motos? Is it his setup still? There's questions. There's always questions with Eli Tomac, but he was talking about in the press conference that both shock and fork were being adjusted for him to try and make his setting better. So despite being on Yamahas for a few years now, obviously missing some time with injuries and having different frames and generations of the Yamaha coming through, Eli is still not stoked on where he is at the present with his setup. So will this break? I think he mentioned that he'll just be taking this break time to improve his setting. From there, Hunter Lawrence is your 4th overall. Not a great day from Hunter. He went 5.4 today. He was actually probably a 5.5 guy. RJ Hampshire went 4.6, but RJ was challenging Hunter in that second moto to try and take that position for 4th. Unfortunately, went down. So for Hunter, a little bit of a gimme there in terms of getting 4th overall. But RJ Hampshire, very good 5th overall. You'll hear from Justin Cooper in this podcast as well. We've got a post-race interview with him. He's looking forward to a break. He's heading to the Bahamas, of all places, to take some break and a mental reset. It sounds like he's just mentally drained at this point in the season, which is fair call. But yeah, average results, and he's also dealing with some soreness in the body. So not bad given how the whole picture with Justin Cooper in that situation there. 250 side of things. Let's go to the 250s next. Hayden Deegan didn't get the overall. Surprising. He won the first moto, but only managed 2nd in the second moto. Joe Shimoda. It was the Joe show today. It's 2-1 for the overall, and that second moto was a dominating win from Joe Shimoda. About a 20-second gap on the field, which was quite a nice gap there for him. In terms of Hayden Deegan, still dealing a little bit with some soreness in his body from the crash he had a couple of weeks ago, and just a bad start there in that second moto, and he just wasn't able to get through the pack quick enough. He got through the pack, but Joe was gone at that point. Joe got out front early and left the scene, which was awesome to see. Garrett Marchbanks gets his first overall podium outdoors, as he mentioned in the post-race press conference, showing some some return of favour to Pro Circuit Kawasaki for having him back. And look, Garrett's been riding really well. Just poor starts has probably been the biggest issue for Garrett, because he's been passing a crap ton of people in all of the motos that have been run so far in 2025. All right, let's touch on some of the other notable things. Cody Schock from Club MX. He was seen limping around by us at the end of the day. He's got some tape on an ankle. I think he got 23.18, if I'm not mistaken, for his moto scores today. Double check me, because I think I got that wrong. And like I said, I'm running this part on memory. Can't check the scores because I'll lose my recording yet again, which would suck. So yeah, not a great day for Cody. He's going to look forward to probably a little bit of time off there. Josh Mosman was out here again for MXA. Media Man was out racing, doing media in the post-race as well. So he's double dutying for Josh Mosman. He was out here. Derek Drake was at the bottom of the list, 41st. I'm not sure exactly what happened with Derek, but 39.41 I think it was. So he didn't come out in that second moto. So yeah, not a great day for him. In the 250 side of things, Ryder DeFrancesco was up there in that first moto, challenging with Hayden Deegan at the beginning of the moto. And then just out of the blue, their lines came together over a hip tabletop. DeFrancesco was scrubbing and below Hayden. Hayden was basically upright on the outside, but their lines sort of crossed. rider fading out and Hunter and Hayden coming back across the track, and Hayden basically landed on top of Di Francesco's angled scrubbing bike, and somehow Deegan didn't go down. Somehow Hayden Deegan stayed on. He bounced offwards, but rider Di Francesco, he went down because it basically pushed his bike down sideways, and that sort of ruined his day. He was doing really well. Good start, and yeah, looking at the pace, and probably could have run second or third there in that moto, but just didn't pull it together. And fourth, and in second moto, yeah, just again maybe an average start, which is still good, but not what he needed. But there is signs of life there from the gas mounted rider. We had a red flag today and an interesting restart. We had the restart that is new this season, because they've previously done just full restarts in outdoors and just shortened moto times or whatever was necessary. In this case, they did a gated start without the gates being up, and they had an AMA official running across from 1st to 40th, and once that AMA official passed you could go. Now, for anybody back in Australia who's ever done the Hadar Desert Race, which was just recently on, you'll be familiar with this format. You would have done it when the marshal on the quad bike rolls past you, you can go. Well, that's basically what it was, but this was an AMA official running across the front of the field. He ran pretty quick, I'm going to say, because there was probably guys that would have cleaned him up, and given the fact that the track prep here, it was rather dry, and so once the first few riders, I'm going to say the first 5 went, it was dusty, and I mean dusty. I don't know how those guys from sort of 5 to 40 could see where they were going once they took off. So I'm surprised that he managed to get across there without any knobby prints in the legs, but he did. So that was good for him. But yeah, interesting restart format. I'm not sure how that's going to be viewed in the future, and if they can come up with a better method rather than an official just running across the field. But we'll see how that plays out in time. So, what else happened today? Look, it's an awesome event to come to. It's easy to get to in terms of an Australian coming, because you can fly into LA and then up to Portland, and make it because of all that West Coast side of things. I had a great time yesterday. I didn't actually come to Press Day yesterday. Family and I did a little bit of sightseeing around. There's a lot of waterfalls in this area. We also went to a place called Mount Hood, which is only probably an hour or so from Portland, and we managed to walk up Mount Hood and stand in the snow. Yes, that's right. It's summer over in America, and we were standing in the snow. Got the photos to prove it. In shorts and t-shirts. We're doing it Aussie style. So look, the area is a great one to come to. The venue is easy to access in terms of walking around. Pits are pretty nicely laid out. Parking's okay, but like I said, there's going to be a bit of a traffic jam coming out of this place, because there is only really one way in and one way out. So there's going to be a traffic jam throughout. Given that I'm here after the race, I'm probably going to miss that part, because I'm still going to go and put this podcast together. By the time you've heard it, I'll be in the hotel room, hopefully. But this is our last one on track here in America. Unfortunately, I'd love to stay and do more, and I've met plenty of people and enjoyed my time over here. Big thanks to Lorenzo LaCurcia. You're going to see one of his jerseys behind me in the podcast and the YouTube videos from now moving forwards, because we've got that to add to the wall, which is awesome. So appreciate that from Lorenzo and the Wildcat Gas team there. Lorenzo had a good day himself too. Actually got some good points. He's currently 27th in the SMX side of things, so he's probably going to move up to about 26th in the points. So not sure whether he's going to go to the LCQ side of things for that each week or not. But he'll work that out in time. But yeah, look, we met plenty of people. We've had a great time. The opportunity to be a part of this with AlwaysMoto and fullnoise.com.au is much appreciated on my side of things. Obviously, AlwaysMoto is my setup, but Full Noise helps us do these things as well. You'll see our photos and our images and whatnot all on their site as well, so check that out. But to the Pro Motocross team here to have me, that was awesome, appreciate it. To Ty at Club MX for helping organise a couple other passes for my family to be in the pits throughout the day, not just when the fans are in. Really appreciate that, mate, thank you. But we'll continue our coverage of the Pro Motocross, and look, we've got Australian Supercross and everything coming up, so we'll be covering it back from our usual point in my office in Australia, and hopefully we'll be able to get back here to the States for more racing pretty soon. If anyone out there, going to support that, we'll give some advertising on this podcast and whatnot, get in touch. But for now, let's get to some interviews here with some of the riders that were available at the media corral after the Washougal National. There we go. We're ready to go here. So we got post-race from Washougal, Dilan Schwartz, Barak Shamho. Mate, that first moto, you ran third for so long in that. You had to be sort of eyeing up that podium there for a little while.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Got off to a good start, made a few passes, got up into third, and then I just had a huge gap and I was riding by myself, and I kind of just lost the pace of the guys in front of me, and then Garrett was catching me, so I got a little tight trying to pick up the pace again. But I didn't want to throw the moto away, so I just settled for fourth. That's still my best finish of outdoor. So and then second moto, my teammate ran into the gate right next to me, so it kind of messed me up a little bit. But it's my own fault.
It's hard to stay focused when it's right next to you like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm looking at him running into the gate, and then the gate drops, and I'm like, shoot, I gotta go. And then so I had to come from way back, which it wasn't ideal, but good weekend. Still ended up with a good overall, so happy.
So I did see that you mentioned in that first moto that you sort of lost that pace midway through. I did see at one point having a good look over, and you did have a decent gap at that stage to Garrett. Is it hard to sort of stay focused because you did get a little bit dropped off, and then obviously there's nobody right there, so you sort of feel like you probably relax at that point and go, oh yeah, it's good, but then it's like you said, to pick it back up. That's got to be the harder point in all this, and to get the body to respond like that. Is that the hardest part?
Yeah, it was I stayed with Joe for the first quarter, and I was started to lose him a little bit. I got a little bit tight, trying to run that pace, and I was okay, I'm just going to back it down a little. There's a big gap to Garrett, so I was I'm just going to get comfortable here, and then got a little bit too comfortable, and then just finding that pace again is tough.
So what's your plans? We got 2 weekends off now. What's the plans? You got anything on the calendar here other than moto as such?
Couple friends' birthdays, but gonna have some fun. But I think we're just gonna work on the bike a little bit, see if we can improve, and then come back swinging for the last 3.
Do you think that this result today, one, is this your best overall, 2 to go with it, or just best moto for the score for today?
Best moto score, but 5th last year at Millville. So.
Okay, sure. So close. You're getting there. Was this surface induced, or just that we've built into a nice point?
I think I qualified second, so I feel like I had the speed all day, which I feel like I've had the speed all season. I just haven't felt like I've been able to show it well. And today I finally just kind of made that happen. I got a good start and then put myself up there. So really wish I could have done that second moto, but we have 6 motos left, so should have enough time to do it again.
Hopefully another one. Hopefully best overall before the season's out, and then lead into SMX. We'll appreciate your time, Dylan. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jordon Smith after Washougal, I think it said 6:14. I've just forgotten that already for 12th overall. How was the day generally? Was it okay for where you were at? Second moto probably not so much. First moto, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was good. Rode good all day, rode good in practice, and first moto was really good. Came from not the back, but maybe from 10th up to 6th, which was a good ride for me. And got another good start in Moto 2 and was up front 5th or 6th maybe, and went down on the first lap and just was just so frustrated. It's just so frustrating whenever you do that. So I just got to stop making those little mistakes.
It is hard to do that, but at that pace, you're trying to stay at the front there, it's very easy to do. So don't be too hard on yourself. But there is a 2 weeks coming up that we don't have a race involved. So any plans as such? Are we testing? Are we taking a week at the lake? What are we up to?
Yeah, this week I'm going to go to the beach with my family. Family beach trip, my parents, brothers, wife and kids. So I'm going to go there. Got a lot of golf planned. And,
awesome.
We'll keep the training up, but no riding this week. We've been riding a lot lately, so it's going to be good to get a little bit of a week off and get a little rejuvenated and come back swinging for the last 3.
So this time off here, for you at this point, is it a mental, is it a physical, or is it a both reset, like a chance to recover from?
A little bit of both. Mentally, I'm pretty good right now. I had to take quite a bit of time off riding from my crash in Dallas and the crash with Cole, so I missed a lot of time there. So mentally I'm pretty good, just I think mainly because I've been getting better and better. It's not it's not been one of those things where like I'm going to the races and just like sucking every weekend. Like I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That helps the positivity keep coming along, right?
For sure. Like I see the light at the end of the tunnel on race days, and like I see myself being able to get closer. Like even today, like that 6th in the first moto, like felt like with a little bit better first lap, I let some guys get around me on the first lap, or just a little bit better start. Like that could have been a 3rd or a 4th maybe in that moto, and had some hopes of trying to, you never know, the 250 class is crazy, so had some hopes of trying to go rip a good start and try to get on the podium overall, and I did the first part. I ripped a good start, was 5th, and just going down. I mean, that's the part that's frustrating. But
mentally, it sounds like you've got the carrot to still chase. It's still attainable, so you're still pushing that way. So then I guess this is a bit of a physical. Is this to then, like you said, you mentioned those 2 crashes. Yeah. They're still trying to get a little bit better than that, rest into that side of things?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still slightly recovering from my crashes in Supercross a little bit. So I think that this is going to be a good week to kind of get fully recovered and come back and be able to finish strong and carry that momentum into SMX.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Well, appreciate your time, Jordan. Thanks, and good luck for the last three races.
All right, thank you.
All right, we've got Justin Cooper after Washougal. Justin, 6'5", 6th overall. Good day, bad day? How did you see it today?
Yeah, it's all right. I obviously want to do better, but that's what we had today. We were kind of a 5th, 6th place guy all day, and I think, that's okay sometimes, considering we had a big one at Millville last week, and really was just trying to get through this day, and obviously trying to do good, but
limited because of that, really, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. And it kind of just landed on my left side, so dealing with banged up shoulder and elbow, kind of. So as far as that goes, it wasn't too painful, just sore, and didn't do any riding this week, so definitely really sore after this one. Pretty hard packed track and high speed and bumpy, so I have to hold on tight.
Does having a week off the bike because of an injury, that 1 week away afterwards, probably doesn't make too much difference, or do you feel rusty coming in?
It doesn't make too much difference, but it definitely isn't something you can do all the time.
Yeah.
But so, this is the first week off I've taken from riding, I think, since before Supercross. So.
Oh, really? That's a long time.
Yeah, not a big deal. It was kind of interesting to see how I'd feel today, and I think I was a little bit rusty, but this track is also difficult. It's hard pack, and it's different from the others, so it's hard to really base it off of it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It is a different one from the last 3 that you've been at in terms of soft soils, and now we're a bit firmer. So, yeah. All right, next part of this. Next 2 weeks, you've got a weekend off from a racing. What's that look like for you? Is there recovery involved in this and more time off the bike, or have you got something else planned?
It's just more of a mental reset, I think. We're going to go to the Bahamas, actually. So,
cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We got some family time there, and really just looking forward to that right now. It's been a long year so far, and just really need to get away from dirt bikes for a little bit. Don't want to get feeling like I'm getting really burnt out, and just really need to take the time and reset, and hopefully, this break doesn't go by too quick.
I'm sure it will, because they always do. But yeah, interesting that you mentioned that it's more of a mental reset for you, not physical, despite even what you said about the crash at Millville. So yeah, obviously just for each rider, different parts load up across the season.
Yeah, it's the physical will take care of itself, but mentally, just showing up, all this traveling, and especially this one, traveling from Florida is no joke.
It's a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 6-7 hours on the flight.
And the time zone cross back when you go there and come back, you lose the times and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot out of you. So it's not even the racing; it's all the traveling. So yeah, definitely looking forward to some downtime.
With the mental side of things too, coming into the next race, which will be Unadilla, it's more of the home race for you in terms of the crowd and stuff. Is that help then pick you up in terms of that mental side of things, knowing that that's what's next?
For sure. It's a lot of interaction with the fans, but at the same time, you're glad to be there, and it feels like home to you. So, you try to even that out, and definitely enjoy being there. It's awesome, and just get good vibes there,
Do you have more, when it is your home race, do you have more like sort of responsibilities to like the fans, do you feel like, and that sort of can take some time away from just focusing on your race day?
For sure. You wanna see all the people that are there to support you, and take the time to appreciate that. It's not all about you, and it does make it tough, but at the same time you try to just even it out, do the best you can, and yeah, it definitely is a little bit more mentally and emotionally
draining by the end of that
day.
Yeah.
For sure. But you know, it's worth it, and it's, you know, those people are there to see you, and they're cheering you on. So it's special.
All right, well, go and enjoy the Bahamas, and we will see you at Unadilla.
Thank you.